Hi everyone. I wanted to come on and talk about a few things. The world is getting really scary, I know, but we are not to fear. I know that what is happening is supposed to happen. That's Nelson right there. And Bear is in his bed and he is doing really well right now. But anyway, I won't talk about that right now. I just saw a video that Steve Fletcher put up, and it just brought back all these memories. If you remember Russ Dizdar, well, he died of COVID a couple of years ago, and I think it was in 2000 and wow, I'm not really sure. I think it was 2013 maybe, or 14. I know it was when my daughter was in Africa. She went there on a mission for the children, and that's my youngest daughter. And something really, I was taking classes with Russ, me and a couple other friends. We received some books and stuff from him, and we took online classes. He was on live, and what he did was he really pressed in on rescuing people from the satanic cults. And the stuff that he did was, the Lord, really protected him. But he did have so many things happen to him because it's very risky what he was doing, and it was just bound to happen. But yeah, me and a couple girls, we thought, oh, well, we will get into this, and I got all the books and prayed and learned and tried to scope out, like where people were around me and stuff. And, Russ said, I just want to tell you that when you start doing this, you're going to hit some really hard warfare. I thought, okay, no big deal. Boy, was I ever hit with hard warfare. I wasn't scared. I actually saw these men figures, they tried to attack me when I was trying to sleep. And, in my mind, I just yelled, Jesus, and they jumped off. But it was very real. I won't go into detail, but it was very real. And interesting, my daughter, had an attack the same night, and she was in Africa though. This, I don't think it was the same night because we have different time zones, but the same thing simultaneously with me. And she described him and I described him, and they were exactly the same. So I don't know what that meant, but it was really scary. And I know my daughter was really under some very crazy stuff there in Africa. But she had a really good time too. And learned and how they live, and just help take care of the children. But we are going to see, I don't know how much more we're going to see, but it just reminded me, though, we were learning about what he called the super satanic soldiers, super soldiers, and he has a book called The Black Awakening, and it explains all that. And I believe 100% that this is what we're about to see come manifest, because there's going to be so much wickedness in this as soon as we're gone. It's not, we're seeing the beginning of this wickedness, and it's so, I can get such an evil vibe from this. Israel's about to be surrounded, you guys. And this is where I think God is going to intervene. I know the Antichrist is coming. He's going to he will fix it temporarily, right? But God's not going to let them surround. He's not going to let that happen. So I believe that we are on the cusp of all these biblical prophecies of the war that's coming to pass. And I just think that we are we are here. I really believe we're here. There's no turning back, you guys. And according to the prophecy timeline, there's just, it's all put together. Everything is together with the sun, with the signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. The baby's about to be born. And what's really interesting, okay, my son has been coming here. He's going to be here again Saturday, but he was here last Saturday. He lives in another part of Vegas, in Henderson, and his name's Richie, okay? And Richie means ruler. And, you're probably saying, okay, so what? Well, this is the thing. I had a dream with him in it. This was in 2016 or 17. Between 2016 and 2018, I had a lot of dreams and visions. But I've been going through a trial since the COVID thing, and I'm really, really starting to get back, because I know God wants me back. I have been attacked. I can't tell you all these ways from my head to my toe. But God wins, and I am not going to let the enemy take me. So I want to say that the dream I had a dream that me and my son Richie were in Israel, and we were inside one of their homes, and I looked out the window and I knew there was chaos, okay? And there were Jewish people with us everywhere. And me and Richie were like preparing these items, like clothing and food and medicine. We were just like preparing all these things. And I remember there was a big screen TV, right? And it had the news on. It was talking about war. So I thought, okay, that was in 2016. And so then Richie looked at me and he said, "Mom, when do we get a room?" And I said, "Soon, very soon." And so then we both walked back to this other room, and there was a baby in a basket. And I woke up. So I know that it's about the birth and us going home. And I know that it's also about Israel in chaos. So right now I believe that something is, all these things are coming together. So my son, Richie, came here last Saturday. He's doing my whole yard and stuff, and he hasn't came here for a while. But it's just interesting that he's going to be here even this Saturday and the next, but he's going to be here on the 14th, the eclipse. And it's the dream just came back to me. So anyway, the Lord is at work. My tsunami dream, I believe that's going to come to pass when the great earthquake happens. And everything. There were so many things that God gave to me, so many dreams, visions of an Arab man. This was in 2017. I had a vision of an Arabian man standing there with another man. It looked like the Pope. And then there was a child with purple on standing there. The rockets are starting to go off again. So I always meant that this got to be something to do with the peace plan, I guess. I don't know. But I never really understood that until now. Like, why am I seeing an Arab man? So there were many other things that the Lord gave to me. Dreams about Obama. I don't know if he's the Antichrist. I'm not saying, but I just know he's got something to do with something that's really crucial and critical, because in 2016, when I had the dream of him, and I experienced a real live thunderstorm with lightning, and it hit my back window. That happened 3 times for confirmation. It hit and lights went out 3 different times, and I know it was from the Lord. Then he gave me a vision of sitting in my living room, and then the moon that was over the mountain, that was my rapture dream moon. I was sitting looking out the window, and I could tell it was dark outside, but I mean like dark evil, dark, So I know we're close. And I thank God for every single thing that he's given to me. I have had many crucial dreams about human trafficking that were very, because me and my daughter were going to open up a refuge place, and we were planning this and everything. And one night I said, what is really going on? Will you tell me? That was in 2016. Boom. That night I had the dream, and he told me a lot. But I won't get into that because this is getting really long. So what I really wanted to do is to tell everybody that things are getting real, and we're not. This is real. This isn't just like a time marker, nothing like that. This is real. This is real time. We are at the door. Jesus is at the door. We are about to go through it. He's probably got one foot through the door. His hand has turned the knob, and we are going. But anyway, a year ago, okay, let me back up. I I was thinking about his grace and how much grace he has, and it's like grace upon grace upon grace upon grace. And he led me, because I have a lot of different Bibles, and he led me to my New King James Bible. And when I opened it up, I found a letter that it's like a poem, a letter I wrote to Jesus a year ago about what he was helping me write this, and it was about grace, and I want to read it to you. It says, I asked myself the other day why Jesus loved us so. My heart was weak and weary, like from frozen flowers in the snow. The wind was soft and delicate as I watched the sun go down, and later, as I was still to hear, I watched the moon light up. I gazed upon her, glowing beautiful, and caught a shooting star. The heavens above me made it clear about his wondrous love. And it was then I realized how wide his love and deep his grace has been. For he has wrapped you from your birth in his own blanket called the universe. But the part of him who took my sins was evident and clear. His grace is here for eternity, and his love remains secure. So I just want to let you guys know that his grace is sufficient. And there's just no other way but by grace through faith. And I just want to read to you Romans 8:1. And that is, there is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. And that means there is none. There's no condemnation. So your works, cannot get you there. Only just by believing and trusting in Jesus alone. He did it all. You didn't do anything. You need to just let him be God. You are not in control of everything. But I also wanted to read, I'm reading out of the New King James. This is John chapter 10. Jesus is the true shepherd. Most assuredly I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he brings out his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. Yet they will by no means follow a stranger, but will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Jesus used this illustration, but they did not understand the things which he spoke to them. We are born again. We who are born again, we will know his voice, and we will follow the shepherd. And it doesn't mean that we might take a U-turn once in a while and think that something is right that's not. But if you are truly his, he will come and get you and put you back into the fold. He will make sure that you are known. He won't leave you behind. If you are truly going through the shepherd's door and no one else, because there are a lot of doors that the enemy has put out, and a lot of people are going through them. But there's only one door, and that's the narrow way. That's what he means. He is the narrow way. That he is the only way. He's the narrow way because it's only through Jesus. There are so many different things. So many. But Jesus alone will get you to heaven. No one else. He is the door. He is the shepherd. And he is the good shepherd. And everything he's doing is out of love. But judgment is coming. It's not, God is love, yes, but he's also just, and these things have to be fulfilled so he can come and get us and then set up the New Jerusalem afterwards. I mean, I just can't even imagine. My mind can't comprehend, but it says that, that we can't imagine what he has for us. Our eyes and ears are like, what is that I hear? What is that I see? We will see it, and we can't imagine, because it's going to be that beautiful. And to reign with him, why would you not want to? I mean, why would you not want to believe and all these things he has for us as royalty? We are royalty. So he sees us, when God sees us, he sees Jesus, his son. When he looks at us who are born again, he sees his son. So if he sees his son, how can you say that we have sin in the way? Because he already forgave all of that sin. He took it upon himself. And yes, we do sin because we are in the flesh right now. But I'm talking about your spiritual birth. He doesn't see you like lost or a sinful person anymore. He sees you like his son. So he sees righteousness when he looks at you. It's so amazing. And I know it's hard because a lot of things that I do and I grasp it, and I'm like, wow, he still loves me and still sees me as his son and righteousness, and I am a sinner. I sin every day, and I hate to break it to you, but you do too. Don't think that you don't. But let's press on, let's press on, and we're almost there to the finish line, and it's hard. I know it's hard, but just remember, his grace will carry you to the finish line. He's your strength. I had a vision. I think it's for now. I had a vision. This was back in 2016 seemed to be the year for me. And I saw him, his white robe, and I saw him carry me through my house. He was carrying me everywhere. And I haven't been too well lately, but he was carrying me, and I think the vision is for now, because he took me outside and showed me this beautiful beach, because he knows I love the beach. I believe that I was transformed then. But he's carrying you, you know. If you're at your rope's end, which a lot of us are, we're just like, oh my gosh, am I gonna make it? There's no water or anything, you know. But we have a spirit, we have the Holy Spirit, we have him carrying us. He's carrying us too to the finish line. And we're still watching, and we're still fighting. We're not giving up. Yet our body might be giving up, but our spirit is not giving up. Our body and flesh is struggling big time. But our spirit is strong, and we won't give up because we're almost there. This is it, you guys. I don't know the day of the rapture, okay? But I know in my spirit and what I have heard and what I've seen and what I feel, and the Spirit is telling me that this is definitely it. And every time I open my phone, no matter what, I see two sets of numbers every day, all day, 911 and 747. We're about to take off, okay? We're about to take off on the Rapture jet. It's any time now, I just know it. So everyone just be strong in the Spirit. I know there's trials, and I've been through one now for over 2 years, and I'm not gonna let the enemy win. He's not gonna win anyway. He's already defeated. He is so defeated. So we're almost there, and I know this video is long. I thank you for listening, and I will either see you here, but I think we're gonna see each other in the air. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.